Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and guys, it's time for a change. It's time to start gatekeeping me. Those are the two titles that I am choosing between. It's time for a change, or it's time to start gatekeeping me, one of those two things. But I did want to talk about, first of all, I am going to be cooking. I am going to be cooking today. I'm making honey soy glazed salmon. And then I am going to make rice. If you're familiar, it's pretty popular. And then just vegetables. I have some zuks, some mush, and some tofu. So we're going to be making that. But before we make that, or actually maybe while I make that, if you're new to this type of video, or if you're new here, basically this is a type of video where I just turn the camera on and I just start talking, as if this is not my own channel. But I did want to talk about, okay, so why I said earlier that it's time to gatekeep me is because that I will get to it in a moment. Excuse me for one moment because I have to get some Tupperware so that I can marinate half of this salmon. Guys, if you don't have a stepladder, invest in one. They're really great for when you can't reach things in high places. In case you weren't aware what they were used for. So anyways, I think I'm okay if you guys start gatekeeping me because I know some people are like, oh, like, don't gatekeep them. Like, you want them to be more don't you want them to be more successful and like things like that? And here's the thing. I think that I'm good. I think that having over 1 million people already know who I am is amazing. It's more than I could have ever asked for. And if you guys want to, you don't have to go out of your way to gatekeep me. But if it's something you wanted to do anyways, go ahead. I am not gonna be mad, okay? In fact, I kind of had a little bit of a, how do you say, like thinking. I was thinking. There's this thing I do sometimes where my brain functions and I have thoughts, and I was like, you know what? I wish there was a way for me to be a successful actor, but not really be famous. You know what I mean? Oh, well, no wonder this was so hard to cut through. There was a big piece of microplastics in here. Not even micro. We're talking macro with this one. I was talking with my friend and I was like, yeah, I love acting. I love being a part of like stories and working with other creatives and just, I don't know, it's what I'm passionate about. But I wish that there was a way to be a successful actor without like paparazzi shoving cameras up your rectum like you're getting a fucking colonoscopy. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not made for that life. You know, I feel like when Chapel Rowan was having their whole thing of, like that they're kind of not made for fame and that they still want all these boundaries and stuff like that. I feel like I would be like that. I think she's a little more brave than me in the way that she's so unapologetic about it, which I love, because she's like more like, fuck you, don't talk to me that way. Just because I'm a celebrity, that doesn't mean that I'm not a fucking person. But for me, I would be like, hey, so maybe if you want to respect me sometimes, that would be nice. But also, if you don't want to, then you don't have to. You know, I like having someone like her where she's so like, fuck you, I'm walking here, I'm a celebrity, and I don't give two shits. You still have to respect me. You still have to respect me. Yeah. My God. Salmon skin is so hard to cut through. I feel like I need to put this thing in one of the factories where there's like a big spinning metal blade. Yeah, I don't know. I think the thought of being so famous, like if I were to become any more in the public eye or quote unquote famous than I already quote unquote am, which I'm not anybody, but I think I would only be able to handle maybe about 15% more. Anything more than that, it's like, maybe I should just switch careers. You know what I mean? No, not that drastic, but I just don't want to be famous. That's not something I want. Like, I don't think I'm equipped for that type of lifestyle. I like being able to go to the grocery store and no one gives a fuck. fuck. I don't mind being recognized. I don't mind like taking pictures and talking and stuff like that. But I think the reason I don't mind it is because it's not happening to me every 20 seconds. You know what I mean? It happens to me maybe once or twice a week. So it's not like a big deal. And most of the time when people recognize me, it's just like, oh, hey, are you that girl? Like, I like your stuff. It's not like crazy, like, oh my God, will you sign my bra and then kiss me on the cheek and then slap me across the tits or like whatever the people are doing to celebrities. I don't know if people are actually doing that, but I mean, I wouldn't like it. Anyways, a really good thing about ordering takeout is that, and sometimes this is how I justify it in my mind, which is not good. Sometimes I'm like, if I order takeout, not only can I save half of the meal for tomorrow, so I'm meal prepping, but I also get a quote unquote free Tupperware. Guys, this is from Korean restaurant Bonchon. And yeah, did I spend probably like $26 on something that should be $13? Yeah, but I got a free Tupperware, kind of, basically. So I'm gonna put my Sammy in here. And then let's see, I want to add soy sauce. Guys, this, I'm going to start gnawing on this like a dog toy, even though it's straight up glass. And the next time you see me, cut to me, smiling wide as can be with glass shards in my gums, because this is how much I like this stuff. So something I have written down is bobbing for apples has to be one of the most humbling experiences ever. I feel like have I already said that before? I don't know. But I do feel like bobbing for apples, listen, I love a good apple. Am I gonna submerge my entire head into a cold, Am I going to submerge my head into a bucket full of cold water in which multiple other people have been dunking themselves into? I don't know about all that. I think I would rather just grab it from perhaps some sort of fruit bowl. And maybe I just like don't know how to have fun or something, but I'm imagining like at a party setting where it's like, you know, I put on such a cute outfit, I did my makeup so cute, and now what's the next thing we're doing on the, you know, party or itinerary? It's apple bobbing for apples. And then what do you know, after I lock down that Granny Smith, I emerge from that bucket of water and my face, I look like the mean person from Mulan who told Mulan that she wasn't gonna find a husband. You know what else I wouldn't particularly like to do that's honestly even worse than bobbing for apples, because you don't even get an apple in the end, is when you're sitting in one of those tanks and people are throwing a ball at a target, and if they get the target, then you get dunked under. I think maybe I would like that if I were mentally prepared for it, and if there were, if it was like a really hot summer day, maybe then I would be begging people, throw that ball, with the power of Jackie Robinson, take over that arm and aim, goddammit. All right, I have minced garlic from a jar because, to be honest, guys, cutting up the garlic myself, it's like, yes, that is something that I could do, but it could also be done for me and then put into a jar. The next thing I have written down is they should make a guillotine, but for castration. That sounds familiar. Have I said that before on here? Whoa, this garlic is pungent as all fuck. But have I said that before? Maybe I've just said it to one of my loved ones. Imagine, you know, being in a town square with a guillotine right in the middle, like it's, you know, a podium for a TED Talk or something. And then instead of the guy's head getting chopped off, all of a sudden you see he starts taking down his shorts or his pantaloons. And you're like, well, what now? I don't know. I mean, maybe it really depends, but I think that I would maybe just rather get beheaded than castrated with a guillotine in the middle of the town square where everyone is watching, because at least when you get beheaded, it's like, I think they say the head lives on for about like 10 to 15 seconds because like neurons are still firing or something. So you're kind of just looking around like, well, but if I'm getting castrated, then it's like, no, I'm really alive and I'm seriously, you know, absorbing everything that's happening right now, sans balls. Without me balls. And where are me balls? rolling down the stairs of the town square stage where people are now playing hacky sack with them, unfortunately. So anyways, I just set a timer for, also I changed my background. It's no longer a K-pop idol. It's just like circles that kind of look like different stuff. Since I'm, well, I'll just say it. Since I'm seeing someone, I don't really want my background to be another woman. So now it's goldfish and other stuff of the sort. I set a timer for 15 minutes to marinate my salmon. I know some chefs are like, 15 minutes? The fuck? That's supposed to be like a hour-long expedition. Hours long. Some people, for Thanksgiving, people will be marinating the turkey for, 7 years. However, for me, I always say, unfortunately, that I kind of cook for survival and not for enjoyment. If I cook and something tastes bad, I mean, it's not that I'm okay with it, but I'm kind of just like, well, to be expected, isn't it? So yes, me going out of my way to marinate this for 15 minutes is already better than I was before. But anyways, I'm going to start cutting just some veggies now. But yeah, the next thing I have written down is, what do singers do if they have to burp during a song? Listen, I know that I am not the only person who has had this question before. Actually, let me watch this real quick. Low-key, I think if I were a singer, right, I almost would rather want to fart during a concert than burp. Perhaps it does depend on the fart. Is this what proximity does this have to a shart? Am I wearing a tight outfit? Is the outfit white? Am I wearing, Sabrina Carpenter, she wears those, it's almost like a leotard, right? And then what? If I fart and then all of a sudden there's a short and sweet dookie laying down on the stage, Generally speaking, though, you don't have a mic near your ass. So if number one, you can fart silently, then that's amazing for everybody, right? Number two, even if you do make a noise, it's not this channel. Last week I was talking about the controversial topic of teen pregnancy, and now I'm talking about, if I were a singer, would I rather burp or fart on stage? But it is quite serious, isn't it? If you do not have a mic in your down under, which most likely you would not, if you have a small fart, then it's not going to be noticeable probably at all, because I don't know if you've ever been to a concert before, but the bass is bumping. The bass is bumping. Nobody is gonna know that you farted other than maybe the backup dancers on stage, because they are really up in your back, right? Up in your back is what I meant to say. But burping, it's so evident. Burping, baby, the mic is right here. I don't want my belch to be having reverb, okay? So I really don't know what singers do. If you're a singer, comment down below. Have you ever burped on stage? And do you regret it? Oh, I freaking forgot to... Don't think that I'm a disgusting Neanderthal. I forgot to wash these. I'm going to wash them right now. See, I get so distracted with our enthralling conversation that I forget to do basic things for my health. Like eat, sleep, wash my mushrooms. Oh, wait. Before I wash my mushrooms, oh no, is my head cut off like this for like so much of it? Whatever. Before I cut my mushrooms, I want to say maybe a song that I like. Since last time I made one of these videos, I talked about my Indonesian ballads, which I love. But let's see, what's a song that I like right now? Wait, okay, I like this song. I would listen to it so much in college, but I've been listening to it again. Fool by Cave Town. Fool by Cave Town. I like this song a lot. I like a lot of this person's songs. I like Talk to Me. I like Green. I like It's You. I like... they have a song about like their fish that I really like. Big Bowl in the Sky. I like this one. But yes, those are my songs for this episode. Sorry, I feel like I am kind of jumping all over the place, but That's kind of just what these videos are. Gonna wash my mushrooms now. The next thing I have written down is I remember one time I was so angry at someone that I said I wanted to attach jumper cables to their nipples and drive around to drag them on the pavement. And what did that person even do to me? I can't even recall. Do you guys ever get so angry that you just say things that... I don't want to be that type of person that's like, oh, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. I bleed red when I'm angry. I bleed red. Yes, I guess that's true. I do bleed red when I'm angry. I also bleed red when I am sad and happy as well. I see red when I'm angry and things like that. But I think that I so seldom get angry that when I do get angry, it might actually be jarring for the people around me. I remember the times that I was in my worst in terms of like my anger or like feeling betrayed and things like that. I've said horrible things about my sister's, maybe I shouldn't say those. Oh well. I've said horrible things about my sister's exes because quite frankly, I don't like them. In fact, some of the only people I have blocked on Instagram are my sister's exes. Not even my own exes, but my sister's exes. And yeah, I've said really vile, terrible things about some of her exes, one in particular, and I do mean that. I stand by all of the things I said, and it's things that I still believe to this point. I hate you. I hate you. But besides that, I feel like I'm a pretty fun, loving, and positive person. What was I even talking about? What was the original thing? Right, the jumper cables, yeah. Comment down below, first of all, what you're eating. And then maybe comment a second time, or you can put it on the same comment. But if you would like to comment separately for the algorithm, in fact, if you want to make every single word of your anecdote a separate comment, that would be cool. No, you'll probably get flagged for spam. But have you guys comment down below something that you've said when you were angry that was like really bad and you were like, I should not have said that. I think that, you know how people say that, oh, when you're upset or when you're angry, like that's when your true colors show. I fear that my true colors might be a bit Uggoville if that's the way I'm responding when I'm really, really angry. I don't respond with violence. I don't go out of my way. Like, these are things that I'm saying in the privacy of my own home with my friends, right? I mean, listen, if someone hurt you in a really, really severe way, yeah, maybe you'll say that you hope that a bird shits in their eye and then they get a pink eye, you know? It's like, is that a crime? I don't think so. It's funny that all doctors are like, don't clean your ear with Q-tips, and we're all just like, fuck you, and we shove it into our hole. Guys, this stuff I wrote so long ago that I don't even remember saying this, okay? I do want to talk about the Q-tip stuff, but at first I'm gonna make rice. I wish there was a more accessible way also, okay, I guess like rice washing ASMR. I wish that there was a more accessible way to properly clean your ears, because sometimes I do see those like water instruments or something like that, or something. I saw one time Khloe Kardashian did this thing where it was like, I think it was like water and then like lighting a candle or something like that. It's like, do I have to be rich and, you know, dedicate myself to initiating an entire witchcraft seance just to get some wax out of my ear? Like, good Lord. Like, I'm not doing all that, okay? I would rather just stick a pipe cleaner in my ear and see what happens. Don't do that. You'll damage your eardrum. But anyways, yeah, sometimes a Q-tip to your ear is at times like a rose toy to your in the way that for some reason it feels pleasurable, and you get a noise complaint from your neighbors from how loud you're. Just kidding! I'm literally kidding. Does anyone on The Bachelor is this video gonna get freaking demonetized? One of my videos got demonetized because I guess I was talking in a vulgar way, which honestly, my bad. Maybe I'll just cut out that whole section, or I'll just make it one long bleep. Anyways, does anyone on The Bachelor actually do it for love? Like, be for real. You're either lying or maybe you, oh my God. You're either lying or maybe you're really there for love, but then that just makes you delusional low-key. Am I wrong though? If you go into The Bachelor genuinely looking for love and you have no other ulterior motives, it's like, and listen, sometimes it might work out. I think Catherine and solidly built white man Sean are still together as far as I'm concerned. But I think for most people, it's like The Bachelor is not an environment conducive towards building an actual relationship. I mean, you the time period for The Bachelor in order to fall in love and get married, it's like lesbian time but worse. And it's like, I'm pretty sure, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the entire process for The Bachelor is only like 1.5, 2 months. And then mind you, you're only getting one-on-one time with the Bachelor or Bachelorette when they pick you. And if you go on the group dates, it's like, okay, so what? I get maybe 35 minutes tops with you, and you have the nerve to say that you love me? Baby, you don't know me, okay? A cashier at Trader Joe's, my local Trader Joe's, has spent more time with me than you. You don't love me. Maybe you think that, or you're probably just saying that for the cameras, or you're just saying that for the cameras so that you can get far enough into the process so that you can, get voted out maybe third or second, and then you can become the next Bachelor or Bachelorette. Because I'm sorry, if someone said that they loved me and they sorry, the rice was going a little cuckoo bonanzas. But if someone said that they loved me and they only knew me for if someone said that they loved me and they only spent one-on-one quality time with me for approximately 50 hours, right? I'm running for the hills so fast that people are going to start questioning whether I'm related to Usain Bolt or not, even though I'm Chinese. I hope I'm doing this right. It's like going on a show where your future husband has to be passed around like a baton before you get to the point of marriage right in front of you on live television. It's like, I don't believe that the majority of people who go onto that show are dense enough to believe that that would actually work. I sound so judgmental, but I'm sorry, isn't it true? Like, I don't think that the average person actually thinks that could work, to fall in love and find a husband or wife. I think that you probably want to, be able to be in a place to get, an Instagram sponsorships after this whole thing is done, or maybe be on Dancing with the Stars. For me, I'm a jealous person, right? Like, I just know that, like, an environment like The Bachelor would not work for me, and I don't think it would work for most people. I'm just imagining myself having my first one-on-one date. I had such an amazing night with this guy. I really freaking like him so much, and we had this beautiful experience in the fantasy suite, and we explored each other's bodies, and it was so passionate and amazing. And then what do you know? He's doing the same thing with Rebecca in T-minus 11 hours. Oh, I'm about to go crazy. Now I'm imagining if my girlfriend, hang on a second. Now I'm imagining if my girlfriend, I just had an amazing, beautiful night with my girlfriend who I cherish, and it was so incredible. And I'm like, oh, can this be real life? And then she goes and does the same thing with another woman, and I have to watch it back on live television. I'm actually gonna go like, that is not, I would not be able to do that. Oh my God. Even when someone looks at my girlfriend in a certain way for too long, I'm already getting pissed off. Listen, I know that I'm jealous. I understand. And I'm working on it. And listen, this is me showing up as my true self, flawed and imperfect. Okay, flawed and imperfect. I understand that when you're with a beautiful woman, people are going to be looking at her, and that's just the way it is. But anyways, Oh, well, this kind of just has to do with my first point. I actually don't mind being gate-kept because once you get to a certain level of popularity, everyone starts to hate you. And I guess that's something that I didn't even mention when I initially mentioned if you want to gatekeep me, go ahead and do that. Because it is true. Once you get to a certain level of popularity, something switches and everyone starts to all aboard the hate train. All aboard the hate train. And it's all aboard the hate train, and everyone has a one-way ticket to I don't understand the hype, and she needs to die-ville. Maybe not that last part, that's a little drastic. But especially with women, you see it happen all the time with like any female pop star that gets popular too fast, or even, not even too fast, just any woman who gets popular, eventually everyone starts to hate her. You know, you see it with Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina, Chapel, Rachel Zegler, anyone, anybody. I don't need that to happen to me. I would delete, I'm going to delete Twitter at some point anyway. One of these days I'm just going to delete it. But if I were to ever get to a higher level of quote unquote fame, oh, I definitely would be deleting it hard. I'd be crumbling Twitter up into a ball and throwing it directly at Elon Musk's face so much that it gives him... Actually, let me just stop. Okay, the next thing I have written down is, I try not to assign gender roles to anything, but something I do designate as a male activity is spitting on the ground. I personally have never seen a woman spit on the ground. I've only ever seen men hucking a loogie straight onto the sidewalk that it starts bubbling and fizzing like it's a monster about to come alive in a laboratory. You know that trend that's going on right now that's like, by the time this comes out, maybe it won't be a trend anymore since TikTok trends literally last like 4 days max. But that trend that's like women in male-dominated fields or something like that, and then you say something that like men usually do. Spitting on the ground, I really do believe is one of those things. You know, maybe as women we should be taking more initiative to, yeah, get into male-dominated spaces and spit on that MF ground. But don't, because I think it's gross. Whenever I see a man spit on the ground, and I know maybe I'll get some angry men in my comments saying, it's my God-given right to spit on the ground. I'm walking this earth just like you. Why can't I, you know, mark my territory on the ground? And listen, you can do what you want. I'm just saying I think it's a little bit gross. Sue me, that's all. Well, I made crispy rice in a way because this shit is burnt as fuck. How did I burn it? Shit. Y'all, I'm going to make such a mediocre wife one day. Anyways, what was I talking about? Spitting on the ground. I think I'm being too negative. I'm being too negative today. Why don't I talk about some things that are happy and good? But then this is negative because it's like, I haven't had this in so long. I was gonna say that I love Girl Scout cookies. Ooh, if you put a Samoa in my hand, it's snatching like a bear trap, like a goddamn bear trap. I love Samoas. I love Thin Mints. I like, even the lemon shortbread ones I really like. Maybe one of these days I should do a Q&A so that way I can talk about things that like you guys would maybe actually be interested in. Because sometimes when I make these videos, I'm like, what am I even talking about? And this is kind of boring. See, stop. I do this thing where, first of all, I think the entire video I've been saying negative things over and over. And then also, I always do this thing, and if you're a viewer of my videos, you probably notice it, where I always am like, I'm being annoying, or I'm being boring, or I'm not being funny, and this or that. There are times, guys, where, life of a YouTuber, I'll turn on the camera, try to make a video, and then I'll just be like, I'm not funny. I'm not funny. I suck. How do I have an audience? And then I shut the camera off and I sit in my room for 20 minutes in silence. I'm exaggerating, but only a little bit. I sit in silence for around 8 minutes, not 20. But I do love Girl Scout cookies. I haven't, are the Girl Scouts kind of like a dying breed? Maybe I'm just older, so I'm obviously closer to 30 than 20. So I'm a bit far removed from the Girl Scouts era of my life. But I feel like I haven't even seen Girl Scouts like walking around or anything like that. Nary a Girl Scout has been knocking on my door soliciting cookies. I'm like, where are the Girl Scouts, trying to shove a Thin Mint down my throat, and which I will happily unhinge my jaw and receive. Anyways, I think I'm also sucking at cooking because I'm trying to talk and entertain at the same time. So actually, I think I'm gonna cook, and then I will turn the video back on when I eat, and I'll show you what I made. All right, so I have, this angle is a little bit ugly. I think the meal also is just, it's pretty ugly, but I have zucchini, mushroom, tofu, rice, and salmon. So let's see, let's try the salmon first. Oh my God, the skin. Okay, the salmon with some rice. Well, what now? It's salty. It's really salty. I think I put way too much soy sauce, unfortunately. You know what? Now that I'm recalling, I do believe that the recipe I was looking at probably only called for about maybe 2 tablespoons or something like that of soy sauce. I do believe I just started pouring. I think I poured maybe 3 shots worth of soy sauce. So it is quite salty. And the rice, well, what now? I think that I've disappointed my ancestors in some sort of way. The tofu and vegetables are fine. I didn't really put too much on them because I do fear that I have high sodium. Do I necessarily have any indicators to tell me that? Not really. It's just a gut feeling that I have. So I've been trying not to ingest that much sodium, which it is kind of going against me Niagara Falling the amount of soy sauce for the salmon. But I will do less for the future. This isn't necessarily a positive thing, but it's not overtly negative either. If I was a human child who was for some reason raised by a cat, I would probably see a sandbox on the playground and shit in it. And honestly, I'm like, what is some of this stuff that I've written down? Maybe that's why you don't have to comment on this if you do not want to. I feel like this video is just not as good as some of my other yapping videos. And I think it's because I'm reading from things that I've said so long ago that I don't even remember why I said that, what I was thinking when I said that. It doesn't resonate with me any longer. This one just says screaming competition in the library. Like, huh? Here I wrote down, I would hate to be a medium. I don't want to walk into a room and hear the voices of the dead. Like, I'm not dead, so can I live? It would be, I feel like, hearing like voices of the dead when I don't want to, it would kind of be like, I'm trying to listen to a podcast here. I'm trying to have some other voices in my head. I'm trying to listen to gay people talk about pretty much nothing. Like, I wonder if I'm sure mediums sometimes have to walk into a room and they start hearing these voices and honestly, it's just like, not today. Not today. Today is not my day. Normally, I would go up to some random woman in the poultry aisle of this grocery store and say, did your father pass suddenly? I'm hearing a voice from the other side telling me that your father, Daryl, that he still loves you and appreciates you, even after you were stealing money from his bank account and you were running that, scheme around the block or whatever it is that they were doing. I know that sometimes it's like, I'm here to get some money from the bank and leave. I'm not here to do an entire interrogation about the voices from the beyond, about how, your stepmother forgives you for, having sex with her, library, whatever. I don't know. But I just know if I were a medium, there's times where it's like, that is none of my business. And I wish that the spirits from beyond would stop telling me. It's the same way I feel about like if I were a superhero, right? I would hate to have a superpower that's actually useful, because then I would feel obviously a moral obligation to do good with it, right? If I have super speed, then maybe I want to be, carrying injured people like to the hospital so they don't have to pay an ambulance bill or, something like that. But if I had a shitty superpower that's like, I don't know, my superpower is to turn all wallpaper ugly or something like that, then it's like, oh, thank God, I don't even have to use it. No one would want me to use this. But yeah, sometimes I think about if you were a superhero, would you keep it a secret? Or would you, because if you go around saying, hey everyone, I can fly, guess what? I can shoot lasers out of my eyes, then they're gonna be like, oh, well, there's a robbery down the street. Did you know that? Well, what now? I have to go do something about that now? I guess I do. I guess I should, and that's why, hey, I'm glad that I'm not a superhero, because I can sit here and just eat my overly salty salmon and have no one really expect anything of me, right? That's why I love being a YouTuber. No one expects anything of you except to groom minors, which I would never want to do. So I'm really defying expectations there. I'm really defying gravity there. That usually comes up a lot when I tell people about my career. I say, oh, well, I'm a YouTuber. And then they say, oh, so you've been exchanging inappropriate messages with high schoolers? And then I say, oh, well, no, not quite. I, just make videos on the internet. The skin just peeled off. The skin. So I'm just gonna eat it. I'm good. Sorry, oh my God, save some for the fishes, goddamn. I was really thirsty. This says, I'm gonna skip this one because it's negative. So this one says, that one Fifth Harmony song where they go, swipe my card and then I do the nay nay. Why would you do that? Because just imagine Camila Cabello in front of you, right? And you're checking her out at Target. She makes a purchase, she buys some sour gummy worms, swipes her card, and then she starts doing the nay nay. Well, what now? I have to stop saying that, but that is so funny to me. Nowadays it would be double clip, hang on, it's coming. Double click your lock card. Double click, hang on, I'll get it. Double click your lock button to unlock Apple Pay and then tap to pay and then do the nay nay. That would be the 2024 version. Fifth Harmony, if you ever get into a reunion, go ahead and do that. Imagine having to do the nay nay every time you make a purchase. Like you just purchased a casket for your loved one, and then you have to be like, you know what, I'm really gonna miss tap to pay. I'm really gonna miss Uncle Gary, and may he rest in peace. You know what I just realized right now? I don't even know how to do the nay nay. What is that actually? Because, okay, so first and foremost, you watch me whip, and then you watch me nay nay. Nay naying does have to do with, is this, oh God. Okay, I'm gonna try and not have this video get demonetized, so I'm gonna change some words. Imagine if you were filming a sex tape and you stop in the middle like, wait, can we just switch because this is my good side? Also, if I was ever filming a sex tape, I would stop in the middle of my sentence while talking dirty and say, line. Oh, that feels so, oh God. Oh, I forgot. Line. Oh, I really want you to put it in my, shit, line. Also, oh no, this was just on my camera. So now my camera's all goopy goppy. Oh, I feel like when you're being intimate with someone and you can't hear what they say, it's so like to have to go, huh? Or wait, what? It's so like, cause I have really bad hearing. So sometimes, and not even in a intimate sense, but even when someone is saying something to me, I'll always go, oh yeah. Wait, what? Or sometimes I remember I was checking something out, I was buying something, and the woman who was checking me out, she said, checking my things out, said something like, oh, what's your phone number? And I said something completely off. I said, yeah, it's sunny outside, isn't it? Huh? I think and you know why my hearing is so bad? Probably because I keep using Q-tips. That's bad. I need to get myself the Kourtney Kardashian water candle lit whatever thing that she was doing there, because obviously it probably worked better than me using my Q-tip, because, well, I can't hear for shit. I I would say I am one 200th of the way of knowing how Helen Keller felt. Oh my God. My mirror is filthy, dirty Jones. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna, I can't stand to look at that actually. I'm gonna just go like this. I'm going to stop filming for a little bit because I'm gonna go to a fundraiser for Gaza. So I'm gonna go to that fundraiser, and then, I think that when I get back, we can just, we'll just, I think I'll just do like some skincare and then just like talk more from my notes and stuff. But I ate my dinner. Lo and behold, this mirror is kind of dusty, dirty too. Oh my God, guys, well, damn, you live like this? But yes, so I'll be back and then we'll hang out more, yeah? Okay. Okay, so I just got back. It was raining so hard. But I'm gonna put the link to the fundraiser, that the organization that the fundraiser was for, in case any of you guys would like to join me in donating and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna take my jacket and my scarf off and stuff, and I'm gonna wash my face and then put on a face mask and we can just talk more. But another thing, this podcast, finally, with Grace Cullenschmidt and Joe Castlebaker. I'm not kidding. And Grace and I are actually mutuals on TikTok. So Grace, if you would like to become friends, I would very much so love to become friends. But I listen, well, actually, if she finds out how avidly I listen to their podcast, she might not want to be my friend. She might actually think that I'm a creepy stalker, memorizing 52 hours worth of her podcast so that I can just recite it all like one 2-day long monologue. But honestly, at this point, some of the episodes I've listened to probably like 3 times at this. It's how people have a comfort show where they kind of just like put on The Office. That's me with this podcast. Whenever I'm going anywhere, I just like am playing their podcast. Yeah. Oh, it's still going. So also what I'm gonna do, I've been reading things that I like wrote down from like such a long time ago. I'm gonna start a little bit more recently, and maybe I will feel funnier. Let's see. If you are a lesbian who liked the Jonas Brothers, did you like Nick? I'm just trying to get some research on something. Because I liked Nick. Is Nick and Joe, I think maybe were a little bit more feminine. Joe, especially in Camp Rock, because of that haircut and that scarf. Honestly, if Joe from Camp Rock with that haircut and that scarf, I saw them at a lesbian bar, I would honestly think, even if they aren't a lesbian, there might be some they-them realness going on right here, which is amazing. We love. But yeah, if you were a lesbian who used to have a clinical obsession with the Jonas Brothers, let me know which one you liked. If you're straight, let me know which one you liked. If you are a gay man, let me know. I wonder, here's a question, here's a hypothesis. I wonder how many lesbians liked the Jonas Brothers when they were younger versus One Direction. Are there maybe any Directioners? I could see if you were a lesbian, let me get started on this. I'm gonna take my contacts out and put on some, I'm gonna oil cleanse my face and then do the other thing that comes after that, and then I'm gonna put a face mask on. I think that's the right order to do it. Any dermatologists in the audience, say aye. I think that if you were a lesbian who liked One Direction, I could see you liking Zayn or Niall, I think. Niall, as many people have said before, kind of bears a resemblance to Ellen DeGeneres. Zayn is kind of just so freaking beautiful that Zayn is honestly beautiful in a way where like it's comparable to women. Typically when men are attractive, it's like, sometimes it's like, yes, I recognize that you're an attractive man, but you still have nothing on a beautiful woman. Again, might have a biased opinion there coming from me, right? But Zayn is so beautiful that it kind of, honestly, Zayn's beauty transcends gender in a way where it's like, even if you are a solidified lesbian right now, but you're like Zayn Malik would, I would understand. I would understand and not really relate. I don't think I would go as far as to do things with him. But I would do things with him like have a conversation. I would do things with him like give him a high five. Oh, another thing that I had written down was if I was having a threesome and I was feeling excluded, I would say, what am I, the intimacy coordinator? And I wonder if anyone would laugh. But I always think about that. Not always, it's not constantly on my mind, but if you're having like a menage of the trois and the other people like kind of aren't paying attention to you, like it's kind of a fly on the wall situation, but like I thought like, okay, like I guess I'm a fly on the wall, but I thought this fly was supposed to be participating. Hence the three. But I feel like it's not really something I'm interested in. I feel like, sometimes it's funny thinking about how these types of videos are so much different than my other videos, but thinking about, like I said before, I'm like a jealous person, so if I'm dating someone, I don't want that. I don't want that because the only person who should be seeing my partner like that is me, is how I feel, right? Not knocking anybody else's, if you like doing what you do. So I wouldn't like that. I think the only way I would ever do that is if like, that thing when people say that like, oh, a couple approaches you from across the bar and they're like, we liked your vibe. That's the only way I would do it. And even then I would kind of be like, I don't know you people. Another thing that I had written down was there's no bigger attention whore than someone who commits an act of domestic terrorism. Because are you freaking serious right now? You know how people always say that not to wear white to a wedding because it makes you look like an attention whore and it draws away attention from the bride? It's like, okay, who's a bigger attention whore? Me wearing white to a wedding or the bride with a tank of gasoline and matches in her hand? You know what I mean? I think not that this is a topic of conversation that anyone is comparing domestic terrorists with people who wear white to weddings, but that's just something I thought of. But isn't that so true? Like you're literally gonna commit arson, or you're gonna commit like, I don't know, some sort of event of mass destruction for what exactly? Like, I really hope that when I edit this video together, it's funnier than how I'm feeling right now. I think that, and listen, you guys don't need to comment, oh, you're so funny, we'd watch you do anything. Listen, guys, heart, but no matter what anyone says, this is an internal problem. Sometimes you can get all the compliments in the world, but what you gotta start with? You gotta start with the man in the mirror. You gotta start, or actually I'm she, her. You have to start with the she, her in the mirror. I don't know. I think it's, do I have seasonal depression? Maybe something like that. I think the like changing of the seasons, and it's really rainy and dreary today. And I think I am hitting a little bit of a, guys, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love making videos. I love my job. Like, don't get me wrong. But I think sometimes, yeah, like, coming up with something to do every week and like trying to be funny and be entertaining even when you don't feel like you're being funny, and then you keep talking about it, and now I'm worried that I'm seeming even more annoying because I keep talking about it. But oh, day in the life. A day in the life. And guys, I know that I kind of go on this spiel like almost pretty much every video, but you don't understand. I actually cut out a lot. I actually speak this way for about 15 minutes. And then I cut the whole thing out because I don't want to seem like a freaking negative Nancy, low self-confidence complainer woman. You know, that archetype of woman. But yeah, I'm just gonna move on now after I rinse my face. Hey y'all. So wait, I think I wore one of these before, but it was blue. I have a Hello Kitty face mask on. Sorry if I'm talking like I have Botox and not moving my face. It's for obvious reasons, right? And of course my Face ID won't work because, well, I'm not really looking like myself. Isn't that the case? Now I look like I have a little bit of a beard. Okay. The nice thing about being flat-chested is that if I ever have a nip slip, maybe I can just convince people it was a large freckle. Have you guys ever had a nip slip before? I don't think that I have. A nip slip. I've probably definitely had like an ass crack showing. You know, when you bend down, sometimes it's just inevitable. You start to feel that draft and you're like, oh me, oh my. Grand Canyon viewing. Grand Canyon. Who am I, Nevada? With this Grand Canyon. Is the Grand Canyon in Nevada? I have to Google that before I look stupid. Great. I Googled it and what comes up is no. No part of the Grand Canyon is in Nevada. Great. Arizona. Who am I? Arizona with this Grand Canyon sighting, right? But yeah, I've never had a nip slip, I don't think. But then again, honestly, I feel like I don't really wear bras. So a lot of the times, I feel like they're showing through my shirt anyways. Something else I have written down is getting a tickle in your throat in front of a baddie. Jesus, take the esophagus. Here's the thing. When I first started seeing the person that I'm with, right, I had like a little bit of a cough, right? And I would get like I used to have a terrible chronic tickle in my throat for a while. And it wasn't even, oh, the beard was just flapping about. And it didn't seem to be contagious or anything, but I would just have this chronic tickle. And sometimes I would literally have to be like gripping the edge of my fucking seat. Do not have a cough attack in front of this baddie right now. Do not be hacking up a lung in front of this sexy-licious woman because you are trying to, like, I don't know, not appear like a plague victim, right? Especially, I remember the first night that I slept over at her house. I hope she doesn't mind me talking about this, but I remember the first night that I slept over at her house. I literally told her, I said, also, I was like, also, can I just keep a glass of water right here because I feel like I might cough in the middle of the night? Because all nights prior, like, it was literally like there was a butterfly caught in my throat and I was trying to hack it up, but it was fighting against the gusts of wind of my hacks and continuing trying to go down into my stomach or something. Because she gave me, I always had a tickle in my throat because she gave me butterflies and the butterflies were trying to escape out of my mouth. I was laying there just thinking, if there is a God, please hear me now. Because I do not want to keep this woman awake with my freaking laryngitis sounding cough. That was not laryngitis. But yeah. Getting a tickle in your throat, if it happens at an inopportune time, it really can be the worst. I feel like getting a tickle in your throat in front of a baddie, it's the same as like when you're talking and maybe like a piece of food flies out of your mouth or you accidentally spit on them. And it's like, well, great, now I have to kill myself in this Italian restaurant in front of all these people. Especially if you spit and it lands near them or, God forbid, on them. I mean, you're gonna block and report me now. You hate me. Oh, this is something I wrote. Okay, first of all, this is something I wrote before I met the person I'm currently with. But I said, I absolutely have no riz. A girl was in my bed and I told her that my neck hurt and she said, well, why don't you let me give you a massage? Okay, wait, hang on. I can't even read it. I'm just gonna talk. So basically, I went on a date with this girl and she like came home with me, whatever. And we were here, and I was like, oh my God, like my neck hurts so bad. And I wasn't even trying to be like anything. And she goes, oh, well, let me like give you a massage, right? And then the way I literally am, oh my God, I literally look at her and I go, oh no, I won't make you do that. I said something like, oh no, that's not necessary, or something like that. I have a woman in my bed. She's offering to give me a neck massage because I said my neck hurt, and then I have the nerve to say, there's no need for that. What? Dunkin' Donuts needs to start selling boba, but the bobas are little munchkin donuts. And why does that sound like something they would actually do? Dunkin' Donuts drinks are actually ridiculous. I feel like a singular Dunkin' Donuts drink, even just being in the vicinity of a Dunkin' Donuts, it's making me pre-diabetic. I think every single person in Boston needs to have an endocrinologist. Also, sorry, now I'm thinking about what I said to that girl. That's so funny. That is so funny. I have literally no riz, and I don't know what it's called when you ricochet people flirting with you as well, because people will flirt with me and then I'll literally just be like, that's okay. Even if I'm attracted to them. Obviously this is before I'm with my girlfriend, but yeah, that's just so funny to think about now. But yes, Dunkin' Donuts, way too sugary. Way too sugary. I feel like I'm taking one sip of a Dunkin' Donuts. Suddenly, how come every single molar in my mouth has a cavity? It's truly incredible. But anyways, Dunkin' Donuts, I really do think that you should get on the Dunkin' Donuts boba with munchkins as the boba. Little boba-sized munchkins. Okay, and then this is another one about boba. Need to try to drink boba using bucatini as the straw. Italian-Asian fusion. Do you guys know what bucatini is? It's like it's a type of pasta where it's like there's a hole in the middle, so it's basically like every single strand of pasta is like a little straw. Imagine having a boba drinking competition with bucatini straws. Well, we're all gonna be there for 7.5 hours straight, trying to drink a small boba from Kung Fu Tea. Or what's something, trying to drink a thick milkshake with a bucatini pasta, with a bucatini noodle. Sometimes drinking a thick milkshake, even with, I think I'm due to take this off. I'm gonna take this off and then I'll be right back. Okay, I guess my face is like extremely wet. I'm just gonna let this dry and then put on my other serums. I don't know if that's like what you're supposed to do. I could Google it, but I'm busy reading from my notes app. So, what was another thing that I said? Oh. Okay, okay, so this is in the very beginning of when I was starting to like someone, my girlfriend. So I wrote this when we were like in our talking stage. Is there a way to like someone without feeling crazy? Because I can't do this anymore. If I like someone too much, I always delete our texts and I have to start writing down self-affirmations to ground myself. To be clear, I did not delete our texts. I did not end up deleting our texts. It is something I have done historically though. Whenever I start to like someone too much, avoidant queen, whatever, I would delete our texts and I would change their contact name to a period. But I'm happily in love now, so I'm a changed woman for real. Do you guys ever see those posts that are like, I can't let the homies see my texts because they're gonna like know how down bad I am? The things that I will be sending to this woman, the way my voice is shaking, the way I act and the things I say, it's like, this is a new version of me. I was not like this before. In my video where I talk about like falling in love is terrifying or something like that, right? I talk about basically how I am so scared to fall in love and I don't want to fall in love and like relationships are burdensome and like blah 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 da 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 da. Yeah, now I have a journal that I write in whenever I miss her. Well, hello, who is this? Hello, who is this? Now I say shit like, good morning, my baby. Oh, good morning, my baby. I miss you so much. I can't wait to see you. Oh, I love you. I love you. This just says, oh my God, don't stop. I'm about to queen out. Oh my God. Oh my God, don't stop. I'm about to diva queen out slay. Oh, this is so real. I wrote down, there's nothing I love more than a quiet car on a train. Like, yes, everyone shut the fuck up. Yeah, I feel like it's a pet peeve of mine. Actually, I have very few pet peeves, like beyond like the normal pet peeves that everyone should have. Like it's a pet peeve of mine like if you murder someone. Or it's a pet peeve of mine if like you're a raging misogynist or racist, right? But a more like petty pet peeve of mine is when people play shit on their phone out loud, like in public place, not really public places, but like public closed spaces, right? So like if I'm near you in a restaurant or if I am on on a train with you or a 3-hour long bus ride. One time I was on a 3.5 hour long bus ride, right? And the girl next to me, is on FaceTime with someone. They're not talking, and the only times that they are talking, they're arguing. But for the majority of this time, this guy that she's on FaceTime with is playing action video games, loud as all hell. So literally right next to me on full volume, all I'm hearing is like guns and cars crashing and a man yelling up to his Xbox or Playboy or whatever that thing is. PlayStation, whatever that thing is. And them just argue. Like I'm so non-confrontational. Usually when people are playing their stuff out loud, like the most I do is like just be a little bit visibly irritated. But her phone was so loud and it was so annoying that I, of course, in a very passive fashion, tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Hi, sorry, do you mind if you could turn that down?" When that, for me, is the equivalent of if I bitch slapped her across the face, kicked her in the stomach, and told her that no one will love her, right? That's how non-confrontational I am. No, and I was working myself up for 20 minutes being like, oh, should I ask her to like blah, blah, blah? What if she has some sort of like social, anxiety thing where she has to be on the phone with this person and like blah, 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 whatever. It was really annoying. But that's why I like the quiet car, because everyone shuts the fuck up. Everyone shuts the hell up. And that's something I really like to do. Obviously, perhaps unbeknownst to you guys, because you only ever see me when I'm yapping all over the place. But I really do enjoy being quiet. At the fundraiser that I was just at, I went by myself. And some people who are extroverted, they might have attempted to talk to people or make friends. Not me. I just went there and watched some videos that they were showing and donated, and then I left because... Oh, something else I wrote is I love to torment my friends with audio messages. I'm gonna play an audio message that I sent to my sister. So she texted me talking about how much taxes were taken out of her paycheck, and then I said this.
Hey, stupid poo-poo diarrhea face. I'm walking here. Get the f*** out of here. Who do you think you are with your stupid dung? Who the f*** do you think you are with your stupid, dung-smelling, diarrhea-looking face? Fuck you.
And then I said this.
I'm sorry. I don't know what just came over me. Whatever just happened, please disregard it. I swear. I think there's a spirit in here. It might be taking over my mind and spirit, making me say things that I don't mean.
And then my friend asked me to send them an audio message like I sent my sister, so I sent them this.
All right, well, you fucking asshole. God. Wait, let me start over. Well, all right, you fucking asked for it, you stupid fucking diarrhea. Oh my God. You stupid diarrhea-looking fucking poo-poo diarrhea urinal-looking face. Fuck you. I'm walking here. I am gonna fuck you up in the fucking diarrhea hole.
Okay, my friend texted me a meme of a little monkey getting their haircut that says, "Who's up right now that's LGBT but not in a Steven Universe way?" And then I did a reading of it.
So, quick question. Who's up right now that's LGBT but not in a Steven Universe way? Please, someone let me know. Get back to me as soon as you can.
I texted saying, "I'm crying. Every time I send you an audio, it's like an attack." And then he said, literally, nuclear warfare. And then I said, actually, let's reframe our mindsets. It's a gift. Someone watching you parallel park is so intimate and vulnerable. And ain't that the truth? It's very intimate and very vulnerable, especially if you're struggling. If you're struggling, it's almost like, I don't know why this popped up in my head because it literally is not the same at all. This is literally not the same at all. But for some reason in my head, I was like, someone watching me parallel park and doing poorly at it is just as bad as if someone was watching me trying to save a drowning child and they slipped away from my fingers. I think one of those is obviously worse than the other, but that just goes to show how dire the situation is for me. Are you guys good at parallel parking? Guys, I think I'm losing steam. I think I'm losing steam. Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. Do y'all remember the grapefruit method? What would be the lesbian equivalent? The zucchini strategy? Great. The grapefruit method, I would be kind of pissed if, I don't know why I just thought of the situation. Imagine you come home after imagine you just grocery shopped. You go to work, you come home and you're like, oh, you know what? I can't wait to eat my grapefruit. I'm gonna feel so refreshed and revitalized after this long day at work. And you find out that your roommate cut up the grapefruit to use on their boyfriend. And I would say I was gonna put some sugar on my grapefruit, and now you've put dead skin cells and smegma on it. It's so gross. Guys, I just realized that I never told you guys what to comment down below if you've watched this far. So if you've watched this far, comment down below, little panda with a red hat. I haven't done that one, right? Little panda with a red hat. No, I think the last time was turtle churro chips. So comment down below, yes, little panda with a red hat. Little panda with a red hat. I think hopefully this video was long enough. Hopefully it's entertaining. It definitely was all over the place, maybe even a little bit more than usual. But, well, okay. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video, even if I'm not feeling well. But, yes. And hopefully my body adjusts to the changing of the seasons, and yeah, I mean, this happens every year, so yes. But I'm gonna try and be happy. I'm gonna try and be happy. Guys, if you're ever feeling sad, literally all you have to do is look at yourself in the mirror, or in the viewfinder in my case, and say, just be happy. Just be happy and just be confident and just feel good about everything that you do always. But okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time.